This video and ones like it are made possible by my supporters on Patreon. If you want to have a say in what games and topics are covered on this channel, head over to patreon.com/Tugi24 and get involved. You can also head over to my Teespring store to buy shirts that you'll never wear in public. Link in the description. Hello everybody and welcome back to our multi-day tournament here revolving around international teams. Now this is our already fourth video in this little mini series, so if you haven't watched the first three, make sure to go get caught up, because otherwise you're about to be spoiled. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, we have hit the final four stage, and this is who is left. You have Czechia in the United States, Sweden, and Denmark. Now, you know, I was thinking about this as I moved on. I wonder what the results would have been had we switched up the bracket a little bit, right? Like the idea of having Finland, Germany on the same side, and at the same time, you pretty much would have had to have, really it would have been Finland, Sweden, Czechia, and Germany on one side, then like Canada, US, Switzerland, Slovakia on the other. That was the other format that we could have gone with based off of the 1 through 8 type of thing. At the end of the day, we set it up the way we did, and I honestly think we had really similar results to what we would have had. Like basically the only difference at the top would have been that Finland would have played Sweden and Canada would have played the US. Regardless, one of those teams on each side made it through to the final four, so it doesn't really change that much. We could have set it up that way, but I think it's resulted in a rather interesting tournament to watch. As again, we have hit the final four. We're about to get things underway. The United States taking on Czechia. Let's see how this one plays out, shall we? First period, 1-0 for the Americans. A shorthanded goal from Matthew Tkachuk. Second period, still 1-0. Close game. Third period, and it's not close at the end. Zegras, Kessel, and Eichel. Just an explosion of offense, essentially 2 minutes and 1 second apart, to help propel the United States to victory in game number 1, a 24-save shutout for Jonathan Quick. How do you like that? Denmark and Sweden. Denmark, the ultimate underdog, still in this one. Let's see what they can do. First period, 1-0. Joachim Blichfeld, I swear to God, if Denmark makes the final. Second period, 2-1 Sweden. There we go. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. Power play goals from Pettersson and Forsberg. Third period, Denmark won. Lauritsen tied it, and Bjorkstrand wins it. With 32 seconds left, Denmark has a 1-0 series lead on Sweden, who never make it easy for themselves. That's incredible. We go to game 2. The Americans up 1-0 on Czechia. Let's see what happens. First period, goalless. Big shot advantage for the US. Second period, and the Americans get to D'Angelo and Goodrow. We go to the third, the winner. Oh my God, the Czechs tied it. Pasternak, and then with 31 seconds left, Tomáš Hertl forces overtime. Who's gonna win game number 2? This is a huge opportunity for the Czechs. After coming back in the third period, the US wastes a power play. Can the Czechs get the win here to make this series a little bit interesting? Going the distance here, perhaps? No, we're not. Jason Robertson, with 5:08 left in the overtime, gets the win. The Americans have a 2-0 series lead. Denmark and Sweden. Here we go. First period, goalless, 14 shots to 3 for Sweden. Second period, 2-0 Denmark, Blichfeld and Eller. I can't believe this. We sim to the third. Blichfeld again on the power play. 3-0 Denmark. What is happening? Freddie Anderson is a cheat code. Denmark. Oh wow, I thought it was over and I hit A and Sweden almost came back, but they didn't. Denmark have a 2-0 series lead. Klingberg and Burakovsky late, but too little too late. Freddie Anderson gets it done. Denmark are 2 wins away from the final. We go back to the Czechs and the Americans. Game 3, 2-0 for the Americans in the series. First period, 1-0. Jason Robertson again, this time on the power play. Second period, 1-1. Dominic Kubalik ties it. Interesting moment here. The Czechs really need this win. Short-handed goal from John Carlson. What the hell is he doing on the PK? Pavel Zacha is able to tie it. Carlson also scored from center ice. Czechia needs this win here. If they're down 3-0 to the Americans, it's as good as over. 3.5 to go. Who's gonna win it? It's gonna take overtime. Here we go. OT1. Who is gonna get the win here in game 3? Power play for the US goes to waste. Power play, it's an abbreviated one for the Czechs. Maybe not. They had a lot of time there. And they score. David Pastrnak wins it. There will be no sweep in this Final Four matchup. It's a great performance from Mrazek. And the Czechs are on the board. Sweden looks to do the same against Denmark. First period, 3-0 Sweden. They finally show up. 2 goals for Mika and 1 for Klingberg. 21 shots to 3. Second period, still 3-0. Third period, 5-1 your score. Philip Larsson the lone goal, and it's Hedman and Pettersson. 5-1 statement from Sweden. This series is not over, but that has been the theme. They make it difficult at every turn. Both series with a 2-1 split. Let's see if the Americans can grab a 3-1 lead. Here we go. First period, 1-0 for the Czechs. Tomáš Hertl on the power play in the California rivalry there with Jonathan Quick. 11 shots to 4, by the way. Great period for them. Second period, the Americans tie it. Johnny Gaudreau. They held the U.S. to just 4 shots in 20 minutes, but only 1 goal to show for it on the other side. That's just not enough insurance against a team like this. And another super close situation now between these two teams. The U.S. have dominated as the game's gone on, but David Pastrnak scores at a moment's notice, as he's likely to do. 5.5 to go. Can the Czechs win it and tie this series? Yes, they can. Martin Necas, the empty netter. And we have ourselves a series, thanks to Peter Mrazek. Czechia tie it at 2-2. Can Sweden do the same against Denmark? First period, 1-0 to the Danes. Mikael Bodker. 17 shots to 5 for Sweden. Second period, Jesus. 33 shots to 13, now 4-1 for Sweden. Carlson, Raymond, Zibanejad, and Backstrom. Been a long time since we've seen Lucas Raymond score. Third period, goal apiece, Arvidsson and Bjorkstrand. Sweden tie it up at 2 apiece. We have seen both of these series play out in identical fashion, and both are now essentially at a best-of-3 standoff. We go to game 5 here in our first series. First period, 2-1 for the Czechs. Varana and Kempny. Matthews the lone goal for the Americans. Second period, 2-2. Jason Robertson again. So we go to the third. It's been a super close series. John Carlson on the power play makes it 3-2 for the U.S. The Czechs tie it. Andre Palat. Captain Clutch. He's not even a captain, but holy hell is he clutch. 9.5 to go. Who will have the lead in this series heading into game 6? Filip Zadina makes it 4-3. You would expect a U.S.-Sweden final. We might get a Czech-Denmark final. It's 4-3 in game 5. The Czechs 1 win away from making the final. Incredible. As we go to game 5, Denmark and Sweden. Denmark were up 2-0 in this series. On the other side, the U.S. were up 2-0. They've lost 3 in a row. Will Denmark lose 3 in a row? First period, goalless. Pretty close in shots. Second period, 1-0 Denmark. Mikael Bodker. We go to the third. Sweden ties it immediately. Unreal. 52 seconds in, Philip Forsberg. Sweden, power play, nothing doing. Can they get the goal, or will they let Denmark hang around? Power play for Sweden. They waste it again. 5 minutes left. Next goal is going to win this thing. Or are we going to have to wait until overtime? Yes, we are. Who will have the lead in game 6? Still 1-1 here. Overtime, and Sweden wins their 3rd in a row. Mika Zibanejad, the OT hero. And the magic just might be done for Denmark, as the Americans, facing elimination here in Game 6. Let's see what the Czechs can do. First period, 2-0 for the U.S. Matthews and Fox. Second period, 2-2, Zacha and Palat. We go to the third. The Americans have to win to force Game 7. Jack Eichel scores as a power play expires. Czechia on a power play of their own, they can't score. They have another power play opportunity. The U.S. really kind of playing with fire here. We're halfway through the third. Will there be a Game 7, or will the Czechs be the first team to make it into the final? Can the U.S. hold on? 46 seconds. Yes, they do. DeBrincat's empty netter seals the deal. We're going 7 between Czechia and the United States. But will we see the same thing on the other side? Or will Sweden punch their ticket to the final? The 4 seed against the 9 seed in Denmark. First period, 2-0 Denmark. Power play goal for Peter Regan. Nick Ehlers scores as well. Second period, 2-2. Zibanejad and Dahlin. We go to the third. Denmark need to win to force 7. Sweden, if they get it done, move to the final. Burakovsky makes it 3-2. Has the magic run out? Have Denmark turned back into a pumpkin? Zibanejad 4-2. Sweden. And it wasn't always pretty, but they're gonna get it done. They are in the final, eliminating Denmark in 6 games. Statement made from the Swedes. It might not always be pretty, but they have gotten it done. What a run from Denmark. It looked like they might actually pull it off. Bjorkstrand, Ehlers, and Eller. What a line that happened to be. Secondary scoring wasn't bad. Defensively, though, I think, again, their biggest shortcoming, it ultimately cost them, as Freddie Anderson did everything he could. Everything to try and keep his team in it. On the other side, for Sweden, Markstrom has never been overly impressive in this tournament, but he's good enough to make it to the final. Hedman and Carlson are unbelievable. Boqvist and Gustafsson don't have any points. It's crazy. And then, yeah, Zibanejad, Bratt, Nylander, Pettersson, Burakovsky, Forsberg, just unreal. Look at the lack of depth scoring there from Sweden. Like, they got some guys who are struggle bussing. Landeskog is the lowest point-producing player, at least forward, on this team. In the bottom 3 of Boqvist and Gustafsson. The question is, after Game 7, who will play Sweden in the final? Let's find out. First period, 2-0 to the United States. Jason Robertson and Tony DeAngelo. Second period, 3-0. It's Blake Wheeler. Have the United States done enough? Tony DeAngelo makes it 4. That's the death knell. Zacha broke the shutout, but it doesn't matter. A convincing win in Game 7. Your championship final will be a battle of 3 versus 4. The United States take on Sweden. Craziness, craziness, craziness. What a great fight that really happened to be put up there by the Czechs. I mean, Hurdle, Pasternak, they were absolutely phenomenal. Really incredible run by Peter Mrazek in goal, as we'll see, of course, here in a second. We know he was very solid, 9-16. But for the U.S., getting it done, Jonathan Quick, again, wasn't great. There's a reason why that series went 7, but the big point-producing defenseman on the blue line is what the U.S. needed to propel themselves. And then look at that top line. I don't know if they can be stopped. I really don't. They might just be a bit too good. Jake Gensel only has 1 goal in 17 games. That is absurd. So there it is. The final is set, and the final will take place today, as we're not going to cliffhanger it for one more series. This is it. This is the finale. The United States and Sweden head-to-head. Who is going to win this international tournament? Let's find out. It is game number 1. Here we go. First period, 1-1, Hedman and DeBrincat. Second period, 3-3, Zegras. Bookended with DeBrincat. In the middle, it was Hedman and Zibanejad. We go to that third period, tied at 3. Neither goaltender having the performance they really needed to instill confidence as this series, this championship series, gets underway. The next goal might just win. I mean, we have 8 minutes to go. And there is Quinn Hughes making an impact on this series. 3.5 now. Is that enough? Yes, it is. DeBrincat's insurance tally made sure. 5-3 final. The United States take game number 1. This best of 7. Let's see if Sweden can bounce back. It is game number 2. First period, 3-1. Great start for them. Zibanejad, Nylander, and Eric Gustafsson. Welcome to the tournament, buddy. D'Angelo gets one for the U.S. Second period, 6-2. D'Angelo scores again, but it's Pettersson, Forsberg, and Zibanejad. All the big Swedes show up. The U.S. get one in the third period from Trevor Zegras. Obviously, too little, too late. Just like that, another convincing win for the Swedes. And this series is tied at 1-1. They always make it difficult. Game number 3. Let's see how this one plays out. First period, 2-1 for the U.S. DeBrincat and Carlson. Landeskog showing up there. Good stuff. It's 2-1 at the end of the first. Second period, now 3-2. Carlson and Zibanejad. The Swedes have the lead. Heading into the third period of game number 3. American power play. A long power play. Holy God, how didn't they score with all that time? They do score now, though. Matthew Tkachuk. Hornqvist gets it back. 4-3 Sweden. 5 minutes to go. Will it be enough? Is Patrick Hornqvist's goal going to hold up as the winner? It is. Because William Nylander's insurance tally seals the deal. Sweden win 2 in a row. 5-3. Your final. They are 2 wins away from a title here. So we go to game 4. Huge moment for the U.S. First period, 1-0, John Carlson. Second period, 4-1. Mika scores, but then it's Matthews twice and Johnny Gaudreau. So we sim the third, and it's a goal apiece. DeBrincat and Pettersson. The U.S. win 5-2. Surprise, surprise, yet again. We have ourselves a best of 3 series. Game 5. Who will have the chance to win it all in this next game, game 6. But first, it's 5. First period, 1-1, Eichel and Olofsson. Second period, 3-2 for the States. Forsberg scores, but it's Kane and Robertson less than a minute later. The U.S. had the lead, so we start the third period. Sweden power play. It's going to be an abbreviated chance for the U.S. They can't score either. Now the Sweden power play, and again, they take a penalty to offset it. We're halfway through the third. Can the Americans hold on? Power play for them goes to waste. Sweden the chance. They score. Mika Zibanejad. 2 minutes to go. Sweden still on the power play. It's Mika again. And again! Unbelievable. Mika Zibanejad. 3 power play goals in 3 minutes and 4 seconds. Sweden stun the United States with 4 goals in the third. And oh my God, the Swedes are 1 win away from winning the title. It is an epic collapse from the U.S. in Game 5. Will Sweden win it all in Game 6? First period, 1-0 Americans with Kyle Connor scoring. Second period, 3-0. It's Matthews and Tkachuk. Third period, 4-1. We're going 7 for the title between the United States and Sweden. Sweden's momentum completely died out there. Here we go. Who's it gonna be? Game 7. Who wins this tournament, the United States or Sweden? First period, 2-1 for the Americans. Backstrom scored first, but then it's Connor and Gostisbehere. Second period, 5-2. Connor, Carlson, and DeBrincat. Dahlin gets 1 for Sweden. They're in big trouble. We know they can put up points out of nowhere, though. And there's 1. Gabriel Landeskog. It's 5-3. This game's not done. It's done now. Power play for Austin Matthews. They're back up by 3. The United States entered this tournament as the 3 seed. Sweden, oh man, every time they get a goal, the U.S. responds. The United States entered this tournament as the 3 seed, and they are going to walk away as champions. Job done, mission accomplished, as they will survive an unbelievable tournament here. Again, we nearly had some crazy surprises. Denmark, oh so close as the 9 seed to actually being a team that could make it all the way to the final. They just fell short to Sweden. And now it will be Sweden who falls short to the Americans. As Johnny Gaudreau has this puck. Of course, the much larger ice surface was also a factor in this series. Ooh, I got a follow on Twitch as that happened. You love to see it. You love to see it. Looks like it froze the thing for a minute, too. Love to see that. Shout out to the alerts. Shout out to the alerts. Sweden have 55 seconds to try to get 3 goals. Here's Pettersson. He loses it. And Quinn Hughes has it for the U.S. 50 seconds to go as we round out yet another multi-day tournament. Again, still looking for ideas for other tournaments that we could do. I'm having a lot of fun with these ideas. Definitely different for this channel. But a big fan of just kind of these ideas. And again, we based it off of the draft. Where was the next step to go? Yeah, let's go international. Why not? Of course, the next step, it's a little bit difficult for like the idea of like, oh, hey, junior teams. That's a little bit difficult. I suppose it's like, oh, like an all QMJHL tournament might be a little bit tough. Because some teams like Flint, for example, I don't think have enough alumni. But maybe we could do it for maybe like an all-time Memorial Cup tournament or something like that. The St. John Sea Dogs, what a save. Just won the Mem Cup there. So maybe we could do like an all-timer type of tournament if there are indeed 16 teams that can fill out an all-time roster. What a goal for Burakovsky. He taps it in. Too little too late for the Swedes. Another set of points, though, for Zibanejad and Burakovsky. Sweden make it 7-5. But the bottom line is Jake Markstrom couldn't do what he needed to do. The United States are going to win this international tournament in 7 games over Sweden. I was not expecting them to win this, I promise you that. And if anything, I was rooting for Denmark more than my own home country. But the United States get it done. Rough break for Sweden down the stretch. Landeskog getting used to raising trophies, but he will not be raising this one. What a performance. Jason Robertson has a real shout for MVP. And Jake Markstrom just could not get the job done. Just not the performance his team needed. Conn Smythe, we'll see who that goes to in a minute. But first, the handshake line. Matthew Tkachuk, Jonathan Quick leading the way. Austin Matthews was the captain. Has way more hair in the video game than he does IRL. God, Jack Eichel's player face is spot on. It's always interesting to see who has one of the better player faces. ADB looks pretty damn good, too. It's nice when the player faces are so accurate. It really does add that immersion, obviously. Adam Fox as well, and his chin of steel. Could cut through a bank vault with that thing. Conn Smythe Trophy goes to Austin Matthews, the captain, highest rated player on the team. Can't disagree with it. He was absolutely unbelievable. He gets the job done, and he'll be right back to grab the cup. It's one of the reasons why we don't go forward with the IIHF tournaments is I don't believe they have like the proper like medal ceremony yet or a championship celebration. At least they didn't when they were added in. So at least we get to see the Stanley Cup in action. As the United States crowned champions, Austin Matthews, skate blades cutting through the rug. We'll be cutting a rug tonight. Dancing away with the Stanley Cup. The Americans get the job done. With that, everybody, I will call it quits for this tournament. Another tournament in the books. Again, I hope you enjoyed it. As always, like I said, let me know in the comments below what type of tournament you'd like to see next. Give me your ideas. I said net instead of next. That's okay. Let me know what ideas you'd like to see next, and we'll see what happens. But for now, this tournament's in the books. Phil Kessel raising the Stanley Cup. What a perfect image to go out on. Oh, come on. You didn't think we were done, did you? Did you? We gotta take a look at those final stats here. Let's see who led the way. We'll get a look at Sweden's final stats. Good God. Mika Zibanejad and William Nylander. That is insanity that they didn't find a way to win. Mika is a cheat code and a half. Hedman and Carlson were absolutely phenomenal. But again, Markstrom just didn't have it. Not that Jonathan Quick did, but he was certainly a little bit better. Great point production from the blue line of the United States. And then, yeah, Matthews, DeBrincat, Robertson, absolutely insane. 35 points. For Austin Matthews, he will obviously end this tournament as the runner-up. Excuse me. He'll end this tournament as the runner-up to Mika Zibanejad in points. Mika honestly would have had my vote for the Conn Smythe too, even if he was on the losing side. But again, that is the tournament in the books. Thank you guys one more time for watching. We'll see you next time.